What's up, y'all? It's me, the HBIC, aka the head bitch in charge, aka Big Moody, aka the baddest. Today, I'm finally delivering to you guys the part 2 to my worst job experiences story time. In today's video, the jobs that I'll be talking about are my beauty supply job at Claret, my La Zenza job, and my job working at a community center. Before I get into the video though, I want to announce something super exciting. I am doing a giveaway. It is the beginning of many. I have 3 in mind right now. But the first giveaway that I will be doing is a 200 subscriber giveaway. So right now I am at 153 subscribers. Once I get to 200 subscribers, I will be giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and leave me a comment on anything that you would like to see on this channel from me in any of my videos. And yeah, you're in the giveaway. So the winner will be chosen once I hit 200 subscribers, and you will be winning a $100 Amazon gift card. I will be posting this on my social media accounts, my Twitter, my Instagram, and maybe my TikTok. So definitely be sure to follow my social media accounts. They are linked down below and will probably be somewhere here and there around in this video. And let's get right into this. Okay, so the first job that I'll be talking about today is my La Zenza job. I worked at the La Zenza location in Yorkdale, and I worked there for about 5 months. The reason I got that job was actually because I left my 2 previous jobs that I was with for 7 years, and La Zenza was my first job that I had where it was my only job. Since I started working, I always had more than one job, and then I didn't. So I got hired to La Zenza September of 2018, and I left in March of 2019. So there's not much to say about this job. It wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the greatest. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was, I think the first week that I was there, maybe not the first week, but a couple months in, I don't know if y'all remember back in 2018, there was a shooting at Yorkdale. Bitch, I was there. And that day was very, I remember being very new because I didn't really know everybody and it was just hella weird. But that day was a lot. We literally had to evacuate some people in the store though. That's also when I realized kind of who my coworkers are, because half of them wanted to, for some reason, stay in the store. There's an active shooter in the building and you want to stay. And the other half wanted to leave. So we did end up leaving. But what had happened was, obviously, when you're leaving, you gotta move quick. There's no time to go into the back. It's get the hell out and lock the gate. So majority of us left everything inside. So my car keys, my phone, my bag, everything was in the store, and the security was trying to tell me that I had to leave my car there for the night and come back tomorrow. I said, sir, that is not motherfucking happening. That same man ended letting us in because I kind of talked him into it. I don't remember what I said, but I was like, listen, it's not happening. It's not. It's really not. So he ended up letting us in. And then we were running towards the store and a cop came at us, literally pulled out his gun. Literally, there's 5 women running in the mall. I don't know why you would pull out your gun. Anyways, we literally stopped and we're like, hello, we're just trying to get to our store. And he was like, well, who let you in? And da-da-da-da. I ain't no snitch, so I just looked the other way. But we ended up getting our stuff, and I ended up getting my car and leaving because the mall was shut down that day. I don't know if y'all remember, but that was definitely a pretty crazy introduction to working at La Zenza and at Yorkdale, because that was my first time working at Yorkdale Mall. So there was that. And the other stuff really about the job was that some of our managers were definitely, a lot of managers that I have experienced were definitely people who were not mentally capable of being in an authority position. Therefore, there was always a lot of power trips. A lot of people had these huge, fragile egos. A lot of women were insecure. A lot of men were egotistical and weird. I dealt with a lot of weird managers. Not every manager. There was really actually only 2 at La Zenza that I really, really, really liked. The other ones, obviously, I just got along with. One of those managers that I really, really liked, she actually left in the first month that I got there. The other one, I just loved her because she was so nonchalant, and she was like kind of like a fashion girl, and her man was like an actor or something, and he was like never in the country, and she would always be telling us about it. And she was very real, sweet. I can't even explain her, but she was just such a vibe. Like, she was so fun and cool and dope. And yeah, our store manager, she was all right. She talked like this though. She would be like, "Hi guys, so today we're going to be doing this and that. I would like for you to clean the da-da-da-da." Like, she would literally talk like a valley girl. And when I first met her, I thought it was a joke. I literally had to ask somebody if she really talks like that. Like, and I don't mean to make fun of nobody's voice, but when you literally sound like a stereotype in a movie from Mean Girls, sis, like, she really sounded like that. Me and her, like, we were okay in the beginning until, like, La Zenza is a place to empower women, right? But all the women there, we were not allowed to be empowered because we weren't the manager. So we had to swallow our words or bite our tongue in certain situations, or do things that we didn't want to do. And that's kind of what happened with me and this manager. You know me, I'm a Sagittarius, bitch. It came down to a part where I had to tell her, sis, it is what it is and it's not what it's not. Okay, and that's on period. But we didn't really have any problems until really like the last 2 weeks or maybe the last month of me working there. The manager that I didn't really like, I'm not gonna say her name. She was there to actually, oh my god, I forgot. There was 3 managers. There's a store manager that I kind of whatever, and then there was 2 other managers that I didn't really get along with, only because they were definitely shit talkers. They were definitely shit talkers, and they were definitely fake. And you know, people would say when you work a job where it's only women, people will like to say a lot of things about that, and I can understand that, but I also do love working with women. When I get into my next job, Chloe, I will tell you how well it was and how well we worked together. Unfortunately, not every group of women is going to be the group for you, and La Zenza was not the group for me or for a lot of the other coworkers. Really, it was really like, you know, a lot of women who were insecure and who like to gossip and talk shit and behind your back. And I just hate people who, I mean, hate is a strong word, but I hate when people, like, because they're in a certain position, they know that they could talk to you in a certain way, and you can talk to them back in a certain way, but you might have to face consequences and they wouldn't have to. And I can't stand people like that, because bitch, don't throw a rock and hide your hand, okay? So the 2 managers, yeah, one of them transferred from Dufferin to replace the manager that left that I really liked. No, not that I really liked, but the other one that I liked. And she was just fake. She was just fake. Like, she was fun. I'm not gonna say she wasn't fun to be around, but there would be moments where you could just tell, or she was very much like, don't talk to me in a certain way. And you know me. I was like, I don't know who you are. But anyways, so again, we had kind of problems with that. One time we had to wear a uniform shirt because we did have uniform. It was all black, but it wasn't like when we had busy days, we would have to wear a red shirt that said La Zenza. And so I cut mine into a crop top because duh. And she looked at me like, you know, that's a company shirt. And I was like, the owner of this company is an old, bald, white man. For those who didn't know, the owner of La Zenza is old, bald, and white. And he's a man. Okay? So I looked at her and I said, yes, I did cut this into a fucking crop top, because not only did I make it look better, I feel better. She had an issue with that, whatever. So there was just issues like that. That's why, like, it wasn't like the worst job. And the worst part of the job really was the underwear tables. If you are a girl who's ever been into La Zenza, Victoria's Secret, I mean, any lingerie, bra, underwear store like that, there's always tables with the underwear on it. And before I worked at La Zenza, I always thought to myself, how do they really clean this? Because you be coming in and these tables be looking so messy. It's like an avalanche of thongs. And I would be thinking to myself, like, do they really have to clean this up all by themselves? Do they clean up all the drawers, all 24 drawers? Do they really clean up that huge, disgusting pile of mess every customer leaves? Yes, we do. I've spent countless nights. I think a lot of times when we would close, Yorkdale closes at 9, but I'm not leaving until 1 a.m. if it was a day, because of course you have to clean the tops of the tables, obviously at the end of every shift. So that can take up time just because, like I said, and any girl who's been in these stores, you know what those look like. It's just a hail of underwear. But we would have some shifts where we would literally come in and just do every underwear table. And I believe in that store we had about 4. And 4, maybe 5 or 6. We actually had a few, and we would have to clean out every single drawer. I don't even want to get into it, but y'all can get the picture. It's very like, why are we even doing this? That's really the only thing I have to say about that job. And the reason I left was because the hours flopped. When I first got there, I was working like, I think almost every day, like 5 days a week, 10-hour shifts, 9-hour shifts. And I started in September. Yeah, the reason why I left is because I started getting 1 shift a week for 5 hours, and I don't live close to Yorkdale. So I was like, why am I traveling this far for, you know, to fold underwear? So I ended up quitting over the phone because with those particular managers, we just got to a point where I was like, yeah, you guys don't respect me. I don't respect you. I have another job that's paying me full time, which is Chloré, that I'll be getting into. I don't need you guys anymore. I believe I quit on a Friday or a Saturday. Told her I'm not coming in, and I'm not coming in for any of my shifts. And that was the store manager, and she was like, okay, no problem. But I know she fucking threw her phone that day. It's all about La Zenza. Moving on. So after I left La Zenza, well, kind of during La Zenza, why I left is because I got hired at Chloré. So I found Chloré on Indeed. And at first I thought it was fake because, like I said, there was no Chloré in Vaughan. So when it said Chloré Highway 7, I was like, is this fake? Is this new? Have I just never seen this store here before? Which doesn't make sense because a lot of my jobs have been on Highway 7 and West End. Don't ask me why. It was a lot of traffic and driving during all those times. But anyways, so I was like, there's no way I cannot see this. I worked at Colossus for 7 years. You're telling me this is in the Colossus Plaza and I didn't see it? That does not make sense. Obviously, I learned that it is a new store. I went in for the interview. So yeah, I got hired. And then, you know, the manager hired us very quickly because it was a new store and they needed people to put it together. So when I walked into, I guess, what was it? Orientation? I don't remember if we did. No, we didn't even do orientation. It was never even like that. I don't remember what my first day was, but I know it wasn't a full 8-hour shift day. I think I only came in for 4 hours. I walk in, I see somebody that I know from high school. I looked at him and I was like, he looked at me, he was like, and we were like, the fuck? And then another girl that I went to high school with, she was also there. So I was just like, okay, this is like interesting. Yeah, so I seen them there and it was just us 3 for the first week, maybe 2 weeks. And listen, we all did work. All of us that got hired there, because first of all of us that got hired in the first, let's say maybe 3 months of that store being opened, we all left. We didn't leave at the same time, but we all left and none of us worked there. We all left in, when did we get hired? In 2019, right? We all left in 2019. We got hired and quit in the same year, all of us. And I think there were 6 of us in total, maybe 6 though, I think. And we all left because we just knew the vibes. But the 3 of us, my 2 friends that I knew from high school, for the first 2 weeks, y'all, we did the most work. We did the most, and I'm not saying that the other coworkers didn't do a lot of work either, because when they got hired, the store was still not fully put together, so they still had to do the most. We still had to do the most. But I'm just saying, like, I remember when it was just us 3, those first 2 weeks, okay? And we had to work, I think it was 9:30 to 4:30. 9:30 to 4:30, and what we would do is put shelves together. We would put the alarm stickers on all the products. We would literally, like, they would send, when I tell you this store, when we got there, it was a warehouse. It wasn't a store yet. It was a warehouse. It was just 4 walls and floor. There was no shelves. There was no products. There was no, like, it was just wall and floor, concrete. That is it. There wasn't even paint on the walls. I just want y'all to know that we put this store together, because when I tell you, we did not, they did not put enough respect on our name. They really didn't. And I want anybody watching this, if you go to Chloe on Highway 7, I want you to know that us three, and I'm not going to say their names because I don't know if they want their names to be put in this video, but if you're watching this, y'all know who you are. We put in work. For anybody that goes to that Chloe, just know that me and my two other friends, we put that store together on God. So that's what we did for 2 weeks, every day. It was a lot of work, a lot of alarming. Like every product we'd get, like makeup products. And I mean, if you've ever been into Chloe is probably one of the biggest beauty supplies that carries almost every single product you can think of, compared to like a lot of other beauty supplies. All types of stuff that we had to put together. Like even if it was just something to hold, like let's say you had like 50 concealers, right? We had to put together that little cardboard thing that you would then put the concealers in. We had to, and it doesn't sound like much how I'm saying it, but y'all, just understand when I say we put the store together, there's no lie. There's no bit of lie in that statement. Then, and I think about 2 weeks, the manager started hiring more people. Obviously it was all girls, like I was saying before. So there was only the one guy, and they kind of put him in the back to work, to kind of like put the products away. We really worked hard. We worked really hard at that job. And I don't think any of us were awarded the way that we should have. And I'm talking about all 6 of us, not just the 3 of us. But that's just the way the cookie crumbled. More people came. This is when we started to like put the alarm tags on the weave. This is when we would get the weaves in. We were starting to get the wigs, and we had to set up all the wigs, y'all. We had to, y'all don't understand, man. Y'all really don't understand how much work goes into putting a beauty supply together. I can't even believe I'm saying that. Like, how am I putting together a store that's not even mine? At the end of the day, we all made great friendships. We're all, acquaintances now. We're not like best friends. And obviously COVID, you haven't seen people, but we survived is all I'm gonna say. And we did have fun. I'm not gonna lie and say we did have fun, because we didn't have fun, because working in a beauty supply, if you're a girl, it's just fun. It's like you're just in heaven like all day. It is kind of hard to not spend money. I think all of us spent a little bit more than we should have, but I mean, you're literally working in a beauty supply. Like, how can you not? Why isn't that? Oh, and the managers, see, like, there was just things that were just like, things that were starting to happen and kind of reveal themselves, especially with the managers, where it was just not okay. Like, the manager definitely treated certain people better than others. And I don't know why. We were all basically cultured. So, and the people that she was picking on compared to the people that she wasn't were Black women. So I would always kind of see that and kind of be like, why are you picking on her and bullying her? But yet you're coming to me and her and talking to us completely different, but you're giving her tone and you're telling her to get to work? What? Like, it was very weird like that. But I mean, anybody who goes to beauty supplies, and I'm talking about here in Toronto, y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes when you walk into a beauty supply. And I'm talking about non-Black owned beauty supplies. Y'all know the vibes. So I think it just kind of started to show itself. We started to hear a lot about Chloe. We actually did watch a YouTube video about a former employee. I think she was at what location was it? Was it Dufferin? I don't remember what location was it, but she was talking about Chloe and like the company, and we were just like, yeah, we don't know about all this. It was just too much. So the guy that got hired actually worked in the back. He ended up getting terminated for absolutely no reason. I personally think they just wanted to get rid of him, because I don't know what he did wrong. He literally did nothing wrong. He did his job, and they didn't really explain much to him. So he did what he thought was best to do, and they didn't even appreciate that. And it was just, so they let him go. And then I think, and then one girl moved, so she left. One of my other girls, she just stopped coming in. She was like, I'm not coming in. Okay. Me and this other girl left. And then I think there was literally only two girls left from the OG crew. And then they left. And I have no idea who works there now. So it's bittersweet, because nobody knows what we did for that store. I don't care what anybody says. Putting together a store is hard work, especially when it's not yours. It's not even Black owned. It was a lot, and nobody knows. So I'm glad I'm saying it now, even though I'm not saying everybody's names. Y'all know now. Y'all know, okay? Period. Moving on to my last job that I will be talking about today, I will be talking about my community center job. So this was one of the jobs that I had left before I started working at La Zenza. Remember I said I used to always have more than one job until I moved to La Zenza. So in 2018, a lot happened. 2018 was a lot for me. When I think back about it, actually, I think I really closed a chapter in my life, in different categories of my life, when it came to people, jobs, decisions, choices. 2018 was definitely a growing year, but I didn't realize that until 2019. But that's neither here nor there. All I was trying to say is that I did leave both those jobs in 2018. By both jobs, I mean the community center and Colossus, the movie theater that I worked at. And I was at both of those places. I worked at Colossus for 7 years. It was my first job ever. And I was at this community center for 7 years. I didn't work there for 7 years. I started off as a camper. I think I was like 14, I believe, because I think it was the summer going into grade 10. And I have a late birthday, so I was 14, and then I left when I was 19, the summer of 2019, so I was turning 20, really, but I was 19, so I basically spent my entire teenage years at this community center. There's a lot that I could say about this job. I could write a whole book. Like I said, it's 7 years. That's actually one of the reasons why I haven't put Colossus into this, because 7 years is a lot, okay? Like, Colossus was very different than the community center. To talk about Colossus, like I could write you a Harry Potter book about stories of Colossus, and some of those stories are, I think everybody who has worked at Colossus and who was there for the eras, I think most people know that some of those stories are better left unsaid. And it's not always for bad reasons. It's just it was a moment and it passed, and we're grown, and I don't know, there's too many memories. I don't know. There's too much that comes with Colossus, and it's just, now I'm nostalgic because I love everybody that I met. Well, not everybody, but y'all know who y'all are, okay? But anyways, back to this job. So I started off as a camper when I was 14, and I believed I turned into a volunteer when I was 16. Bitch, volunteering was the worst, but I stuck with it because I was in high school, so I needed my 40 hours, you know, like every high school student needs to graduate. So I volunteered during the summers, and I actually got obviously more hours than I really needed. It was 400 or 800. It was a lot of hours because I volunteered for like 3 years. I think I got hired in 2017, so I was 18 turning 19. Yes, so I was a volunteer from I was 16 to, yeah, for 2.5 years, I guess, or maybe 2 years you could say, but it felt like fucking forever, bitch. Wow. The one thing I didn't like about volunteering was that, you know, whoever was staff kind of made you do everything that they didn't want they didn't want to do themselves, and it was kind of like, okay, like I didn't really like that, and that's why my brother never really stuck with it, because he's like, I'm not doing these people's work just because they want to sit down on their phone, you know. And obviously sometimes the staff has to watch the kids, which is why they have a volunteer to go get the things that they need, but sometimes it was kind of like overkill. And I think my worst volunteer experience at that place was with this one staff member who left, I think, that same summer. I don't know what happened, but this one camper didn't like me for whatever reason. So she went to this leader and told her that I said all these things about her. This leader immediately believed her, came to me on some, oh, I told you this and this and that in secrecy, and you went and told da-da-da, and I'm looking like, whole time the camper's just watching the whole thing play out. But obviously as a volunteer, and you know, with the morals that I have, I'm not just gonna go page this camper, even though she did look, you know, she wasn't, like I said, I was only really 15, 16, So I really could have paged her if I wanted to, but I think she was like 12. So it wasn't really one of those. But I just didn't like that situation because the leader just immediately believed the camper. And I was like, I've never talked to this girl in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, it's funny. At that job, people believe everything about me that doesn't come out of my own mouth. Like, people will believe everything they hear about me, but none of it came out my mouth. And it began when I was a volunteer. Ciao. I was never paying attention. Like, it was just very, I'm like, there was just so many, I guess I could say that about that job too. There was so many lies and rumors that went around about me and that are probably still going around to this motherfucking day. But it was just very like, I don't know, I just felt very uncomfortable when it came to a lot of the stuff that people would talk about me, you know, especially being 14, you know, being under the age of 18. Like I said, I started there when I was 14, when I was a camper, and even when I was a camper, I was being talked about and things were happening. I'm not gonna put everything on camera. And I never liked that. I never liked that people judged me and I was 14 years old. I literally was a teenager the whole time that I was there, and I think people forgot about that. But that's all I'm gonna say for that. Otherwise, honestly, the thing about that job was that it wasn't really a job. Now, it was, but it was more like, I don't know, if you've ever worked at a community center, you will kind of know. But it was like, if you didn't work on Saturday or Sundays, you were not getting more than a 2-hour shift. Sometimes 4 hours. But let's be real, it's not even 5 hours, so what are we doing? And when I finally left this job and when my friend left this job, we really looked back and we were like, why did we come to work for 2 hours? But it was the environment at the same time, because we were all friends at a certain point. You know, obviously it's a community center, there's kids around there. It's definitely a different environment from being at like a 9-to-5 job or a mall job, a movie theater job. It's very different. You're literally coming in your full Roots tracksuit. You know what I'm saying? You're coming in whatever you want. All we had was a green staff shirt, but people would come in with hoodies. Like, you could literally wear whatever you want. Actually do whatever you want. There wasn't many rules when it came to like uniform or lunch breaks, things like that. Like there wasn't, or, you know, or for example, you could eat whenever you want, you could drink whenever you want, you could, you know, it doesn't have to just be water. So it was very free in that sense. Like, cause me, I am not a uniform type of bitch. So I definitely very much like that, being able to pick my outfit every day, because that's just me. Like just give me a reason to pick out an outfit and I'm doing it. So I did really like that, especially coming from so many jobs that it was strict uniform. Now I could come in a fucking Roots tracksuit and nobody's gonna tell me shit. Okay, period. And I'm on my phone eating snacks. Like it was very chill in that sense. But again, you're working for 2 hours. So that wasn't cool. And then the pay was minimum wage, but like the pay would fuck up and it would come a whole month later. So you're telling me I'm working for 2 hours, maybe 4, and I'm not gonna get paid until 4 weeks later? That don't make sense. So that was really kind of, I guess, really the worst part about that job was the hours. And because community centers run on seniority, if the people that are the seniors who have the seniority, if they don't leave, they're gonna obviously keep their position. So that was kind of another thing where you couldn't really get up at this job. You know, a lot of people would actually leave and go to different community centers so they could get better positions, because nobody left at this community center. Nobody left. People will grow old, okay, and they would still be there. Like, you're 28, damn near 30. Why are we still here? And that would happen. So you didn't have an opportunity to kind of get up in that. And that kind of sucked, because you were just really stuck with what you had, unless an opportunity came up. But even then, it goes to the people who have seniority first. So that was kind of shitty. Otherwise, yeah, that's really all I have to say about that job. And I left in 2018, like I said, summer 2018. So yeah. But yeah, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope y'all really enjoy it. And, you know, I hope y'all feel some of the things that I was saying in this, because, okay, these were real life experiences. Okay, this really happened to me. Okay, I'm so dramatic. But anyways, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. All my social media is linked down in the description box below. Be sure to enter my giveaway. Also, I have a lot more videos coming in, and yeah, thank you guys so much for rocking with me, and I will see you guys soon.